Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are at the High School of St. Louis Park bringing you girls high school volleyball, the Metro West Conference volleyball featuring the Chaska Hawks and the St. Louis Park Orioles, and they have a very divergent record there, right? The Hawks coming in 7-15, Park 15-10. One interesting fact about their standings is that they're 0-6 in the conference despite their record. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here. Again, we're at St. Louis Park High School, mid-October. MEA weekend coming up in a day or two. Gorgeous night outside, 64 degrees, but there's nowhere else I would rather be than right here watching St. Louis Park girls volleyball, and we're underway. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube as Park gets off to a great start with a 1-0 lead, and that is on the service hand of number 6. That's Grace Johnson, the sophomore, serving for point number 2. The Hawks, we just saw them against Benilde a couple weeks ago. And a chance to see them from down by the South River of the Minnesota River. That one off the front line. St. Louis Park with a chance, and the kill shot, taking something off of it, was number 10. That's Houston Samoy. We'll be calling her name quite a bit tonight. The junior outside hitter from the left side. Maybe mistimed that a little bit, but it was good enough for the point. 2-0, and back to serve once again is Grace Johnson. Now a chance for St. Louis Park. Here's the set, and the quick kill shot attempt saved by Chaska, and a chance for them, and the kill shot, and a whistle from the sideline, and they're going to call an infraction on St. Louis Park. I think they were in the neutral zone, and that will give the Hawks of Chaska their first point of the night. 2-1, back to serve. That is number 2 for the Hawks, Clara Christ, the freshman, and a diving bump there by number 4. Neva Carlson keeps St. Louis Park in that point. That was a heck of a serve by Christ, wasn't it? And it did result in a point. And it really all started from that player, number 2, Clara Christ. And that name is memorable. We did broadcast Chaska versus Benilde just a few weeks ago. And now Chris for her second service point. No spin on that. Good serve and a chance for Chaska. Chris over the head. Kill shot. Good by number 11 for the Hawks. That was Sasha Boulevard, and Chris really playing well here. Number 2. That's set from over the head. I'm trying to figure out how better to describe that, but right on the money. And she's serving for point number 3, and she dives and can't come up with that one. Chris goes to the ground, but that will result in a point for St. Louis Park. We're tied at 3, and look at the kill shot there by the outside hitter, Houston Samoy, and now she's back to serve. Tied at 3, game 1. They play best of 5, and there's a kill shot from the outside hitter, number 11. Once again, she strikes Sasha Boulevard. And now a whistle on the sideline, and we have a substitution for the Hawks checking in. That's number 15. Madison Pridon, the sophomore, in to serve. So she's a serve specialist. I think we can deduce that fact. And now she'll serve from the near right corner, back row to St. Louis Park. But a chance. And the comeback to number 4 with the kill shot with Carlson. Chaska off the ceiling, and that's going to be a point for Park. Nevaeh Carlson with the kill shot. The junior comes through for St. Louis Park, and we're tied at 4. And back to serve is number 12. That's Addison Chenvert, the senior, pounding that ball. Deep back row. Chaska now. Kill shot blocked at the net by St. Louis Park. Chaska can't handle it. And that gives Park a 1-point lead at 5-4. Here's that replay. Another behind the head kill shot, and right there at the net blocking it. It looked like that was, I think it was Grace Johnson along. Didn't quite catch the number. Deep serve again by Chenvert. Kill shot blocked at the net. Chance for St. Louis Park to the near side. Nope, no one there. Now a chance for Chaska. Oh, and the fake shot, and the point will go to Chaska, and they did some nice. Watch the fake here. The number 4 on the left will jump, and that's the fake, trying to get the defense to move to the right. And it looked ostensibly like St. Louis Park won that point, but based on an infraction, it goes to Park, and now, or excuse me, Chaska, and back to serve. Number 11 is Bovard. And a save by Chaska, can't. And right at the net, I believe that was number 2, Megan Knight, the junior, gets credit for that. There she was, right there, Knight. And jumped again, just in case. Great response there by Megan Knight. Puts the Orioles up by 1, and they give it right back. The adrenaline of that last point is always a factor, I would say. I've played a little bit enough competitive volleyball, and when you make a great shot, it really does get your adrenaline going. And then when you got to go serve, you got to calm it down, and that's a skill unto itself. Chenvert with the bump, near side, far side, kill shot blocked at the net. Number 8 for Chaska, that was Catherine Blahowski. Along with number 7, Ramsey Johnston, 5'11", 6'1" along that front line. The senior and the junior now back to serve. Number 5 is Ava Jakes, the sophomore. Park tried to dink that shot and didn't quite get it over, and now the Hawks are up by 2, their largest lead. Game 1, now back to serve. Number 5 for the Hawks, Ava Jakes. Diving for it was number 6, Grace Johnson. Kill shot, well done by number 7, Johnston. Now here comes St. Louis Park, can't save it. 3-point lead now for the Hawks. They come in with a 7-15 record. St. Louis Park 15-10, and they find themselves down by 3 here as we approach midway game 1 of this best of 5. Back to serve is number 5. That is Ava Jakes. She's going for her 3rd consecutive point and a 4-point lead for the Hawks, and that's a great kill attempt. Nice save by Chenvert. Can that bring Park back? And there, taking the angle, and it's in. Number 4, Nevaeh Carlson. It's about as brilliant of a shot as you'll see. First of all, Chenvert just barely saves that, goes to the mat. And then the beautiful bump by Johnston, and taking just a little bit off of it was Carlson. Brilliant shot. And they stop the bleeding, and the Hawks come right back. And this time, that is number 8, Catherine Blahowski, the senior. Outside, up front left. Lets that one fly. Back up by 3 of the Hawks, and back to serve is number 7, Ramsey Johnston, 5'11", junior. Hawks playing well right now on the road. Chenvert, and they got to play defense with Samoy. Now, another kill shot attempt, saved by 6, Johnson. Off the ceiling. Park saved it. Johnson again. Here's the set to the near side, a little off the mark, and a dive saved by the Hawks in the back row, and they save it again. Now St. Louis Park, the quick kill shot, saved in the back row one more time. What a rally this is. And Park with a chance. Not a great set, but nevertheless Samoy goes to the deep corner. Chris gets it in the corner. Now the kill shot and the block attempt, unsuccessful. That's gonna be a point. Credited to Catherine Blahowski, and what a rally that was. And number 11 in that back row, Sasha Bovard, saved that point for the Hawks several times over, as did St. Louis Park. Best rally of the night. And now, after all that drama, Randy Johnston puts it in the net, and St. Louis Park finds themselves down just 3. You know, after all that work in that rally, it really only equates to 1 point, but what a rally that was. Now off the bench, into serve for St. Louis Park. That's number 3, Olivia Greffy, the senior. Gets it to the back row. Park looking for some traction offensively. Chenvert. And a misplayed bump there results in the 4-point lead now for the Hawks. Now checking into serve for the Hawks right there on your screen. That's number 1, that's Allie Leonard, the freshman. As we are basically at midway through, we played at 25, got a win by 2, they're at 12. Hawks trying to take over here. Off the ceiling, point to the Hawks. They're up by 5 now. Leonard off the bench. Adding to the lead, up by 5. Pounding that ball, and there's a little bit of quietness. Good home crowd on hand here. Also a great contingent from Chaska. That's a 30-minute drive, give or take. Now the kill shot by Chenbert at the front. Saved by Chaska and into the net. The attempt by number 8, Blahoski, gives St. Louis Park their 9th point, and they pull back within 4, and back to serve is number 5. That is Amara Schrader, the junior. The jump serve into the net. Unforced errors are critical in volleyball, especially when you're down. Still a lot of game left here in game 1 if you're a Park fan, but if you're a Hawk fan, things are going well. It all started with this woman right here, Clara Chris. She led it off with 3 points, and she's back serving again. Now, set to the near side. Well done. That was the best set of the night by St. Louis Park. Chenbert to number 6, Grace Johnson. And they're within 4. 10-14 our score. Chaska 11 points from the victory in game 1, and boy, there was a chance she needed to slow herself down just a little bit. Kind of rushed that. Didn't feel like she was ready. It's okay not to be in a rush. Easier said than done when you have a lot of eyes watching you. You feel like you got to keep moving, but no worries. Take a deep breath, take your time. But nevertheless, now Hawks up by 5, their largest lead of the night, and the serve by number 5, Ava Jakes. Chenbert from the back row. She's played really well tonight for the Orioles. Now, back row, bump by number 13. That was Barnett who checked in, and off Chris Riss, and a point to St. Louis Park. So they're hanging in there, and they keep the deficit at 4, 15-11. Chaska now 10 points from the victory. Here's that replay, and the great kill shot from the near side. Successful for the Orioles, and now Chenbert back to serve. She is a steady leader on this team. Good serve to the back row. Hawks now, good set. Blocked at the net, number 2, Megan Knight. I think that was all her. Watch the replay. Oh, yeah. Oh, it went out. Unfortunate. That's an important fact if it didn't go in. So, unfortunately for the Orioles, their great block attempt was out, and now they are down 5 again. Now the kill shot at the net is successful. That was, again, number 2, Megan Knight. So even though she had a great block, it didn't work out. She came right back, showing great resilience for the Orioles, and now she's back to serve. And this is the time for the Orioles to try to turn the tide here at home. It's the witching hour, I would say, and there is a great clutch serve by the Orioles. Number 6 with the ball, Grace Johnson. Chris goes down deep to get it. Kill shot blocked at the net, and finds the open space in the middle of the defense and puts the Hawks back up by 4. So we've been sort of at this 4-point deficit midway through this journey of game 1. And now checking into serve, that's number 5, Ava Jakes, the senior, looking to try to edge this game closer to a win. And the dink shot by St. Louis Park stuffed right back. Now the kill shot blocked again, out of bounds. Point to Park, if I saw it correctly. I'm still looking for an official call. They're looking to the side person, and there is some. Now they're going to come over and talk it over. Let's see what the replay shows. That ball's clearly out. That should be a Park point. No discussion needed. Oh, now they're bringing both side judges. You can see the woman on the left with the red flag. Here it is again. There's the block. Touched there by Carlson, then Chenbert, then Carlson with the kill attempt, blocked at the net. Yeah, point St. Louis Park, they got it right. They didn't need the replay. How cool is that? All right, service back to St. Louis Park. They're down 3. Nevaeh Carlson, the junior outside hitter, back to serve. Substitution for Chaska is to take a seat. She's waiting for the whistle. All right, here we go. Off the net, got the net cord there. Kill shot, Carlson put it right up there for Chaska, and they bounced it right back. And I thought that was defensive by number 13, Madison Prydon, but it did the trick, didn't it? The kill shot created it. Carlson had a hard time controlling it, and so did Chaska for that matter, and they just, a little bit of luck involved there, and it's a 4-point lead for Chaska. Back to serve, Randy Johnston. Near side, blocked at the net, and it's good. And number 10, Houston Samoy, the junior. She's been relatively quiet in game one. St. Louis Park would like to get her heated up here to close it out. Close that deficit. Try to overtake the Hawks here. Now into serve, number 3, Olivia Greffy, the senior, gets it in. Kill shot, took something off that. Johnson. And point St. Louis Park as they've had a seeing eye volleyball there. Good touch, great instincts by St. Louis Park, and now they've cut it to 2. Here's their run right here. And here is the little dink shot. That was just pure instinctual, peripheral vision. Talent is a shorter word for all of that. And there is more talent on display, this time by the Hawks. Outside hitter, number 8, Catherine Blahosky. She is deadly on that left side front row. Look at that off the right side of her palm. The diving Greffy couldn't even save it. 3-point lead now again for the Hawks. They are 6 from the victory in game 1. Back to serve, number 7, Ramsey Johnston. Back row. Johnson with it. Kill shot by Samoy, and that was the best set of the night. More good sets are needed for St. Louis Park so that they can put Samoy in the best position to be successful, and that one was right in the wheelhouse. 2-point deficit. Back to serve once again. Johnson, or excuse me, that was Schrader. Christ played defense for the Hawks. Here comes the Samoy, another one in the wheelhouse. Diving save by the Hawks. That was number 7, Blahosky. No, Johnson. And the kill shot by Samoy, and she is heating up. Don't turn away from your cameras, your TV screens. Here comes Houston Samoy with another brilliant set right on the mark. Nothing the Hawks can do, and now Park within 1. Another serve in, and Chris can't get it. Brilliant serve by number 5, Amara Schrader, and we're tied at 19. Look at the concentration, the intensity by Amara Schrader. Bringing it again, and oh, took a little bit off that, but a good run by her. She gives a point back to the Hawks. St. Louis Park within 1, but the Hawks are 5 from the victory and back to serve. Their leading server, who started the match, Clara Christ. Number 2, deep breath there, centering herself, gets it in, no spin on it, and that proved to be a great serve. St. Louis Park, Barnett had to lean for it, and that set up the Hawks for that next point, and now they have 21, and now we have a timeout on the court, I believe, taken by Sam Hanlon. That's her in the ponytail. And I think that was a brilliant timeout by Sam Hanlon because they just come back, and obviously they need a, well, that's true. The coach doesn't have a number, I'll say that, but she is a great coach. I really like how she has her team. This is our 3rd or 4th broadcast, I believe, of volleyball this fall. And she's got this team playing very well. And look at their record, 15-10. Great enthusiasm, there's great talent, and now they are trying to get back in this one at home. Look at, we don't have her on screen, but I'm watching St. Louis Park come out. They are digging in here. That was a brilliant timeout by Sam Hanlon. That was the time to do it. So let's see what happens here. Chris back to serve. Her team 4 from the victory on the road. You could feel the intensity just a little bit here. It's a little hush over the crowd. I don't know what we're waiting for. The official on the far side, you can see in front of the scorer's table. Okay, there's the whistle. Christ to serve it out. Deep breath. Jump serve. Nice by Barnett. Oh, the near side. Chenvert tries to find the open space, and she does! Chenvert! What a play by St. Louis Park. Not what you would have expected. She went back over her head. I thought she'd come back to the near side. She not only fooled me, she fooled the Hawks, and it's now a 1-point deficit. But now the kill shot and the diving save by St. Louis Park in the back row with Samoy. Chris now, trouble for the Hawks. They're gonna have to play defense, back row, Barnett. Schrader, oh, and overhitting it was number 4, Nevaeh Carlson. Wow, the intensity. You can cut it like a knife in the gymnasium here. And now checking in to close it out further for the Hawks. That's number 15, Madison Prydon. 3 points from the victory. She leads by 2. Jump serve. Off the mark, kill shot. That was off balance by Chenvert. Those sets, the positioning of them, I say it all the time, but it really is important, isn't it? Those sets. Now 23-20, 2 points from the victory in game 1 is Madison Prydon to serve. Back row, Carlson. Now the return off the mark. She had to tip it. Now a chance for Park. Diving, saved by Samoy. Carlson blocked at the net. And they're going to give the point to Park. I think there was a violation by Chaska along the net. Look at that save by Samoy. That was just inches away from game point. And Samoy, and yeah, she was. The girl on the left there was in the neutral zone. And the adrenaline by Samoy after that great diving save. Unforced errors are so costly in volleyball, as in any sport, but really because you not only give, it's not just a turnover, you give them a point. So in NFL football, imagine an interception where it gives you points. All right, game point, speaking of points. And Carlson is saying, not yet. Not quite yet. They're within 2. The Hawks got to win by 2, so St. Louis Park has to get the next 2 points or it's over for game 1. Deep row, might have gone out, but they played it okay. That was Bovard. Now Chenvert, near side. Carlson plays defense. Now Christ over her head. Kill shot goes long. Was a touch at the net? Nope, it was not. Park within 1, 24-23. They have the serve. Timeout, Chaska Hawks on the court. And we are down to the end on this one. There's Samoy and St. Louis Park. They've got to keep their composure. They are literally still on the brink. No time to be celebrating right now. If anything, more, this is where you dig down even deeper. It was really nice they came back, but they have not come back all the way. And that's what I would be talking to them about. Just keep it up. I'd try to say as little as possible. And it looks like Coach Hanlon didn't say much there. Why get in the way of what's working? But just, you got to dig even deeper now. Even deeper, focus harder. And let's see what happens now. The Hawks, they're just 1 point away. All it takes is one mistake. So the odds are clearly still in their favor. But the Orioles are here to serve, and they got it in. That was a first step. Now the kill shot blocked at the net. Oh, and it's in. Point goes to the Hawks, and they're going to win it. On the hand of number 7, Ramsey Johnston. Our score at game 1, 25-23, Hawks win. Come on back for game number 2. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube.
New message.
Department of the Social Security Administration. The reason of this call is to inform you that your Social Security number has been suspended for suspicion of illegal activity. If you do not contact us immediately, your account will be deactivated. For more information about this case file, press 1 or call immediately our department number, 326.
This is a scam. Thieves are misusing the Social Security Administration's authority and phone schemes to trick you into giving them money or personal information. They state there is a problem with your Social Security number or account. They claim there's been suspicious or fraudulent activity, and you could be arrested or face other legal action. They even spoof SSA's main customer service telephone number on caller ID. Don't believe them. Don't provide any information. SSA employees will never threaten you for information or promise benefits in exchange for information. In those cases, the call is fraudulent. Just hang up. If you suspect you've been contacted by an SSA scammer, call the Social Security Fraud Hotline at 1-800-269-0271.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are bringing you girls high school volleyball, Metro West style, featuring the St. Louis Park Orioles at home. They came into the match 15-10. They're taking on the Chaska Hawks, who got the better of them in game one, but just barely, 25-23. This is game two of the best of five. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us again here on ParkTV 16 Sports as we stream live on YouTube, and that serve is out of bounds. And point to the Hawks. And after being successful in game one, they get point number one by player number one. That's Allie Leonard, or excuse me, yeah, number one. Sometimes you can't tell the difference between 1 and 7. I think that's a 1, that's Allie Leonard, pretty sure. All right, Samoy to the back row, that's Chris. Set attempt, Bovard finds Hatert, who's partially blocked at the net. And the Hawks picking up kind of where they left off with the lead. Other than the early stages of game one, they pretty much led throughout in game one. All right, that's a nice set bump by Johnson. Samoy plays defense. And that looked like a push to me. That's a carry. I don't know about that. I'm not an expert on volleyball rules. Anyone that listens to me understands that, but this is a carry, come on. Maybe not, close. Looked like she palmed it just a little bit rather than hit it. Nevertheless, 3-1 is the point spread. Chaska up 3-1, and now back to serve. That's number 5, Amara Schrader. With the jump serve from the right side of the baseline. Now the bump, the kill shot. Oh, that was great extension by number 8, Catherine Blahoski, but she did go wide left, and that's a point for St. Louis Park. Our score 3-2 as we get a good look at the bench of St. Louis Park. Talking things over. Now the set to the near side, far side, Bovard. Now Samoy, almost off the ceiling. The return to Nevaeh Carlson, and she caught that perfectly. There was extra pace on that ball by number 4, Nevaeh Carlson. She caught that right on the bone on her hand or something, but it was perfect timing nevertheless. We're tied at 3. Chris with the dive. She doesn't have any knee pads on either. Unbelievable. Now the near side, Samoy into the net. Little mistimed. Needed a little more trajectory on that. A nice going to a knee, saved by Schrader, and then Samoy didn't quite come off her forearm or hand, wrist the way she probably wanted it to, and now back to serve Clara Christ. Chenvert able to take some of the power off that to control it well enough, but not enough to win the point, and now Chaska up 5-3, and Christ back to serve. So much like game one, St. Louis Park finding themselves in a deficit by 2 here early in game 2. Now Chris to serve from that far left side baseline. Here's the set, and the kill attempt blocked at the net. That was by Grace Johnson, and point goes back to the Hawks. Clara Chris now going for her 3rd consecutive service point. And a 4-point lead if she's successful here. Now Chenvert, back row. And the set attempt. Johnson had to take something off that. Now Johnson, that is 13, Barnett, and it's long. No, they're gonna give the point to St. Louis Park as it was tipped at the net by the Hawks. Here's that replay. The bump by Barnett, the kill shot. It was just touched at the net. Good call by the officials. And our score now 6-4. St. Louis Park back to serve. That's number 10, Houston Samoy. Here's the set, the dig shot, the block at the net, the save by Chaska. Diving, save, now a chance with a good set off the mark, going long was Carlson, and it was behind her, and that's what made that one sail long. And our score 7-4. Checking in, as she usually does, is Madison Pridon. She's a designated server, obviously, for Sue Murphy, the coach of the Hawks team. Hand up, serve. Carlson, the tip, the kill shot is good. Beautifully executed. Number 5, Schrader, I believe. The referee right in front of your foreground there is blocking my view, so I don't always see the number of the plays right along that front net. But our score is 7-5, and Chenvert back to serve. Addison, the senior. Played in the back row, the near side. Bovard was a touch at the net, and it was not. Park gets that point. They're back within 1, 7-6. Now Chenvert, number 12. Such a leader on this team, obvious by the way she plays, serves. Trying to tie it up here early on, game 2. Here's the quick set, saved by St. Louis Park, and a chance with a good set. They're gonna play defense, and it's gonna go out of bounds. So St. Louis Park, I believe, struggling a little bit with the passes. Checking in right there is number 13 for Chaska, and I don't have a name for her, unfortunately. So we'll just call her 13. Bovard, though, we know her name, number 11. There's a tip at the net by St. Louis Park, but now a chance for St. Louis Park. No, Chaska out of bounds. Chaska gets the point. They go back up by 3, 9-6. So Park finding themselves down 3 once again here. As we approach the midway point, we're about a quarter way through game 2. Here's the set to the near side. That one looks good. There you go. More of those, please, if you're an Orioles fan. Great set right here. Textbook, wasn't it? Schrader, and just coming out like a beacon in the night was number 4, Carlson, with the great kill shot. Now a nice save by Chenvert. Those are the things she does that makes her the leader. And the kill shot just goes long with that top spin heat. And Chaska back up by 3. That's checking in right there is Catherine Blahoski. She's 6'1", folks. Very formidable at the net. Back to serve, number 5, Ava Jakes. Chenvert. No one there to save it. Diving in attempt was Amara Schrader. You can hear the skin burn on the hardwood. And now a 4-point lead for Chaska, and number 5, Ava Jakes with the serve. Raises the core to the net. Chip shot by St. Louis Park. Kill shot with a lot of power. Ramsey Johnston, the 5'11" junior, and a timeout by Coach Sam Hanlon for the Orioles. She's seen enough, as we are now basically at the midway point at 12-7 in game 2, looking at the upcoming schedule and also the past schedule. Well, this is the upcoming schedule. I think we're done here. This is the last game of the regular season. And you can see the Hawks, or excuse me, the Orioles, they're 6-4 in their last 10. They're down here 1-0 and find themselves down in game 2 midway through. They have a 15-10 record. However, they're 0-6 in the Metro West. Chaska is 3-3 in the Metro West, but they're 7-15 overall. And I can only attribute that to strength of schedule or injuries or other player absences. It's hard to know. But one thing about high school sports, once you get to the sections, you throw the record books out, you re-rank, everybody's in the tournament. And that's going to be coming up probably next week. They'll do the rankings on the weekend. Okay, now to serve following the timeout with a 5-point lead, their largest in game 2. And this timeout results in another point for Chaska, and they're up 13-7. They're 12 from the victory in game 2. And that is number 5, Ava Jenks. She served very well in both games so far. That one grazes the ceiling, kill shot into the net. And Chaska on a roll here, their largest lead of the night in either game 1 or 2. Look at the front line of Chaska talking it over. They are on the momentum swing here. And volleyball is much like basketball, a game of momentum. You can get on runs, the energy, the synergy. What's another word? The synchronicity of sports. When you're in the groove, I guess is a shorter phrase. There's a kill shot attempt, sends Chaska flying. Now Blovard gets it across. And a chance for Carlson, blocked at the net. Chenberg saves it, my goodness. Now Carlson gets in the back row. Oh, and the missed time with the save. My goodness, that was unbelievable by number 5, came up Jakes to get the save and the point. I don't know if we can get that on replay, but Jakes, after the missed time, right here, maybe. No, here it is. Okay, watch this. She mistimes her jump. That wasn't an accident. The save right there. Saved the point for Chaska. Great videography there. My goodness. That was Jenks. She's the one that served all those points, and then she came up to save the day to win that point. Good stuff. All right, now, meanwhile, 15-8. Orioles down by 7, looking for some traction here. Just got to play within themselves, relax, and another point at the net, this time converted by the nameless number 13, as she checked in right there. I do remember her coming in late during the Benilde game we did a couple weeks ago, and she's very good off the bench. Eight-point lead by the Hawks. Serving number 7, Johnston. Off the row, and you see Chaska, they seem to be getting stronger and more powerful as this match continues. Not an indictment, but just a fact here. Beautifully played at the front row by, I believe that was Johnston. Now, no, that's Johnston back to serve. Here's a bump now. Samoy out, just barely out. I agree with that. It's close enough maybe to review, but I think it was just out. Judge for yourself at home. Right here, the top spin heat. Let's see. Oh, man, just missed. I don't know. Could have caught it. You can't overturn it. It wasn't conclusive evidence against it. Samoy with the best kill shot of the night. And when you get a great set, good things happen from your knockers. And Samoy is one of the big knockers right here, and she got it right where she needed it. And then it's just, there's nothing you're gonna do. So better sets, not easy when you've got missiles coming at you. Now in to serve once again, the senior specialist, Olivia Greffe. Her team down 9, and that sails long, and now Chaska up by 10, their largest of the night. And checking in to serve is number 1, Allie Leonard. She led off game 2, she's 6 away. Dive there by Eva Carlson. And can that turn it around for the Orioles? They just need a spark here, 19-10. Back to serve, number 5, Amara Schrader. Diving attempt there was Johnston to no avail. Schrader gets it in. Kill shot, bring it. Number 11, Sasha Bovard, and What it feels like from my perspective is Chaska is really, really grooving right now, aren't they? 20-10, 5 from the victory in game 2. Chris to the back row. Schrader, Chenberg gets the point, and why not? Addison Chenberg stops the bleeding. They're down 9 with 5 to go in game 2. Samoy. They've got to play near perfect volleyball here to get back in game 2. Might be a situation where you just regroup for game 3 and try to run it out with a 3-game, 5-set victory. And that one goes long from the near side. And now Chaska 4 from the victory in game 2 and a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. And now they gotta face, guess who? Madison Pryden, senior serve specialist, her along with number 1 Allie Leonard. And trouble in the back row for St. Louis Park. Gives Chaska their 22nd point. 3 from the victory as they extend their lead by 11. Back row, better that time by Barnett. Back row, kill shot, successful, and that's a great set. And that is really difficult to do a kill shot from that far back from the net, but Houston Samoy showing her talent there. Sets are just absolutely critical. I guess you'd call them assists in hockey and basketball and any other sport, but they're called sets. But I think they're more critical than any other sport is volleyball, the assist, the set. Basketball, you can run the court, you can stop and pop and shoot. You don't have to always pass it. Here, you almost always have to pass it every single time in order to get a point. Okay, 22-13. Back to serve. Chenberg needs to rail off about 12 in a row here to get back in it. Just take it 1 point at a time, and into the net it goes. 10-point lead once again. And the Hawks and number 11 back to serve, Sasha Bovard, the senior. Ready to let it fly. Trying to close out game 2 with a 10-point lead. Samoy, the bump. Schrader to Carlson. Schrader, point. And now it's game point for the Hawks. 24-13. And to do the honors, once again, that's Sasha Bovard, the senior. No spin, Chenberg out of bounds, and that's it. That's game 2. This time the Hawks win by a greater margin, 25-13 this time. Come on back for game number 3. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports, streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Of course, tonight we are at the beautiful high school St. Louis Park in beautiful St. Louis Park, Minnesota. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're bringing you high school Metro West Conference volleyball featuring the Hawks of Chaska taking on St. Louis Park Our score in the best of 5 match, 2-0 Chaska. This is game 3, so it's do or die here for the Orioles at home. I'm Robert Christensen, glad you're with us. And back to serve to start it off is number 5, Amara Schrader for the Orioles, and they are looking for a win here in game 3. Schrader with a great set. Chenvert goes deep. That is Leonard. Now the kill shot blocked at the net. Diving save by St. Louis Park. It somehow manages over the net. And ball still alive. They play on. Now the Boulevard kill shot goes long. And a beautiful rally to start off game 3 results in St. Louis Park with the lead 1-0. Park needing to run the table for the next 3 games to get the match. Chris now, back row, kill shot blocked at the net. And they ran out of touches there, unfortunately for Orioles. They give back that point. We're tied at 1, and now the Hawks with their first opportunity to serve. Checking in right there was number 4, that's Emma Hansen, the sophomore for the Hawks. Again, they have a 2-game lead in this best of 5, and that is Clara Christ back to serve. Jump serve from that left corner, and there was a little bit of a hook on that shot, and the kill shot by Samoy. And that was a beautiful set. I was obstructed by the official, so I didn't see it at first, but I get the benefit of replay, and that looked like Schrader, I believe. But that's what I would be coaching, is get those sets on the mark, and good things will start to happen. And there is another point for St. Louis Park. Nope, Chaska got that one with the infraction, so we're tied at 2. Blocked out of bounds, and now number 15 checks in, Madison Pryden. She's one of the service specialists for the Hawks, as we're tied at 2 very early here in game 3. That is bumped over the net by Grace Johnson, and at the net was Neva Carlson, and now the kill shot, taking a little bit off of it, was Bovard. Now that's off the mark, and trying to catch that far right sideline was Nevea Carlson, and that sails wide right. Hawks lead 3-2. That's number 15, Madison Pryden. The 5'7" sophomore going for her 2nd consecutive point from the service line. Gets to the back row to Samoy. Set attempt by Chenvert into the net, and there was a lot of Chaska Hawks. Number 4, especially Hansen, and number 7, Johnston. Formidable wall there, and there is some height. They both, well, I know that, well, Emma Hansen is 6'1", and Johnston is 5'11". That is a fence. Look at the, speaking of fences, how about number 2 for the Orioles, Megan Knight, and number 4, Nevea Carlson. They are not going away. They've got a 4-3 lead, and look at the perfectly timed fence by those 2. And maybe something to build on for the Orioles. And now they have Chenvert, their leader, senior. Needs to get some good serves here, and she starts it off well, and nice little hop there. So it could be that the Orioles are just settling in here. I used to watch a lot of tennis. John McEnroe would be down 2 sets, and he'd come back to beat Yvonne Lendl 5 by 3-2, so it can happen sometimes. It's right where you want them. And then there's that kill shot by number 7, Ramsey Johnston. That was on the money. I didn't catch who got that set, but that was nothing you're gonna do there unless you're already in position. Oh, they gave the point to St. Louis Park. Why do I miss that? It was out, it looked into me. All right, Chenvert. Now that one's in. All right, I gotta start looking at the linesman to make sure that my eyes don't deceive me. Sorry for the misleading the audience on that call. 6-4 now our score. Hawks back to serve is the junior, Sasha Bovard. pretty much due for an eye doctor appointment. It's been a couple years, probably need one. Now the near side. That is Carlson, and the nice block by Chris. Now she bumps it over her head. That's Chenvert. Neva Carlson finds Paydirt on that one. And they're up 7-4 here in game 3. So a different story being written here in game 3. And it does appear to me that St. Louis Park has tightened it up here. They have elevated their play. It's obvious. It feels that way. There's the kill shot, and that one is in again by number 7, Ramsey Johnson, the 5'11" outside hitter, doing her damage. Chris will have a seat. You can see her in the white jersey for the Hawks. Checking in, number 5, Ava Jakes. And she has been very successful from the service line. This time, though, unusual for her, she finds her team down by 2 here in game 3. Chenvert saves that. And she beats Jakes, trying to reciprocate right there. So there's Chenvert. That was a beautiful serve. I mean, it was right there. And Chenvert's athleticism, unbelievable there. 3-point lead by Park. This, I think, matches their largest lead in the game. The net cord goes St. Louis Park's way as Carlson serves that, and now on that far corner is number 8 taking her turn, Catherine Blahoski, the 6'1" senior outside hitter. And back to serve her teammate Ramsey Johnston, the junior, as we look at that replay, is clearly in. Diving for an unsuccessful first Park, but they still maintain a 2-point lead here in game 3. They have to win game 3, and that's that little miscommunication on that front line. Unforced error gives another point to the Hawks, and now they are just down 1, 8-7 here, as we're about a third of the way through game 3. An elimination game if you're an Oriole fan, and there is Samoy. You give her a set, she's gonna deliver. It's all about the sets right here. And there is one by Schrader. Samoy has all the tools to deliver every good set. Sets are hard to do, especially when they're coming at you like missiles from the opposite side. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's easy. Now, here's a good set. Chenvert delivers, and that's what I'm talking about. And the set have gotten better for St. Louis Park, and that shows up on the scoreboard, doesn't it? 10-7 the lead. Settle in here at ParkTV 16 Sports. We may be in for a marathon 5-setter. There's Chris. Far side kill shot, blocked at the net beautifully. That was Samoy. They come across, tipped at the net. A chance. Samoy tries to dink it. Saved by Blahat. No, Johnston. Left hand save by Nevaeh Carlson. Samoy gets it over back of the head. Now the set, the kill shot in. Wow, what a rally. Oh my goodness. You're not gonna get better volleyball action than this. Anywhere. Look at that, and the diving Carlson. But what a rally that was. Back to serve, still down 2 though, is another serve specialist for the Hawks. Allie Leonard, just a freshman out there. Carlson, Chenvert knows what to do with it. Bump save by Boulevard, and she'll get it back. Chenvert now, beautiful bump by Chenvert. Kill shot blocked at the net. That was number 10, Natalie Heyer. Along with number 8, Catherine Blahoski. Another beautiful point played here, and there was the kill and the block. And number 10, Heyer and Blahoski. Heyer, 6 feet tall, Blahoski, 6'1". And that went into the net. And I can understand psychologically how that would want to make Samoy alter her shot. I mean, you've got 2 6'1" giants on the front line for Chaska, and now they're tied at 10. And that's number 1 back to serve, Allie Leonard for Chaska. Chenvert dinks it. Saved by Johnston for the Hawks. Now Christ off the bench. She bumps it deep row. Samoy delivers with a good set. And Park goes back up by 1, 11-10. Much more competitive in this Game 3 are the Orioles. Back to serve, Amara Schrader. First time they've been in the lead at this stage of any of the previous 2 games. Now the set, far side, Blahoski. What a save by 13, that was Barnett. Kill shot from the back row was brilliant by Carlson. Now here comes number 11, Bovard. She took a little something off that, and that proved to be a point for the Hawks. Right here, you can see Bovard, and you thought she was gonna go hard. She allowed the mistiming by the 3 defenders in that corner. Well done by the Hawks there. Now Chris in to serve. She caught Chenford a little flat-footed on that, and now the Hawks have the lead. I think they're first here in game 3, as we are basically at the midway point of game 3. Hawks lead 2-0, and back to serve is Clara Chris. Back row, Chenford, near side, the dink shot saved by Natalie Heyer. Back row, saved by Carlson. Now Samoy goes long. Point Chaska. Or there's controversy, and now we're gonna have both linesmen come over to discuss it. Let's see if we can see what the discussion is about. Right there, was that a push? There was Carlson, then Schrader to the near side, Samoy. What happened here? Oh, it looked like it might have been touched. Yep, it was. Great videography by our ParkTV 16 sports videographers, and good call by the officials. They didn't need the replay, and they got it right, and that's hard to see, but they did get it right. Okay, now 12-12, we're tied halfway through. Kill shot, good by number 11, Sasha Bovard. Big time power by number 11 in purple for the Hawks right there. Look at her way back there, and just, I mean, in the wheelhouse. You don't even have to look at the ball. If you know it's right in your spot, you just go up there and hit it. Now Barnett, Schrader, great set. I believe that was Schrader. Yes, it was. Great set by Schrader right there. Just a perfect touch, perfect distance, and a great shot. And we're tied at 13 with number 12 back to serve. Good serve, back row, no spin on it. Now, Chenford, look at her, expertly bumped that. Now, bringing it with another beautiful set is number 4, Nevaeh Carlson. I think Schrader was there on the set again. Let's see. You can see the referee blocking a little bit there. No, that set team from the far side. I think it was still Schrader. Park back up by 1, 14-13. Chenford! Good serve. She took a flat approach there. Back row, she gets that. Schrader goes to Samoy in the back row. Now here goes Blahoski, and that was mistimed into the net. The set was a little leading her, and that caused the miscue. And that gives Park their 2-point lead here in game 3. Chenford back to serve. Her team 10 away from the victory in game 3, and to extend this to a 4th game. Ooh, that's a forced error. Gives St. Louis Park a 1-point lead, reduces it from 2. Checking in there for the Hawks, some substitutions. Back to serve, number 11, Sasha Bovard. Whistle, we're underway. St. Louis Park 10 away from the victory in game 3. Bovard, it's in, Chenford. The set by Samari to Carlson. And Amara Schrader playing very well. Look at that, big time smile. There is no greater feeling on the planet than doing a kill shot like that. There just isn't. Blocked at the net by Carlson. This time they take it over the top, and a chance with a good set again. Blocked at the net by that tall fence. Now Chenford goes to the back corner. Chris answers. Now the kill shot is good. With another good set, Ramsey Johnson, the 5'11 junior, gets that point on a beautiful rally. If you love volleyball, if you're not caring who's gonna win, this is great volleyball here. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're bringing it to you. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Now back to serve, number 5, Ava Jakes. Chenberg. Now the Hawks over the head, set. Defense by Chaska, a chance for St. Louis Park. And the quick set and the spike kill a shot. Chaska saves it just barely. Now Schrader and the kill shot attempt. Another save diving. Was the unnamed number 13, but they were in the neutral zone. Point goes to St. Louis Park, and they go up by 2, 17-15. They are 8 points from the victory in Game 3 and staving off elimination in this match. Back to serve, number 4, Nevaeh Carlson. Much improved St. Louis Park team here in Game 3, that is obvious. Nice job off the ceiling, they're used to that. Samoy goes back row, saved by the Hawks. Now the set ahead. Just controls it enough, beautifully done by Carlson. The back row, the block on the net. Samoy, along with number 2, Megan Knight, gives the Orioles, maybe if my memory serves, their largest lead of the night of all 3 games. They're up 18-15. Timeout on the court as we look at that replay. And the jubilation by the Orioles as we go into this 1-minute timeout. Park leads 18-15. So don't go anywhere, and that gives us a chance to look at Chaska's schedule. And this is also their last game, so sections start probably next week. What day of the week is it? Tuesday tonight? So they'll probably do rankings on the weekend and sections start next week. Chaska has a 3-3 record in the conference. St. Louis Park 0-6. Which I think brings added importance for St. Louis Park. They would love to get a conference win before going into the sections. Maybe a little bit of a craw in their skull here. They've got to get a conference win despite their favorable record at 15-10 coming into this one. And following the timeout, a nice response by Chaska. Catherine Blahoski, the 6'1" outside hitter, takes a beautiful set and stops the bleeding for Chaska. They're down 2. They're a little bit of a long way from home. It's a 25-minute drive. I grew up in the Shakopee area. I know that area. It's 30 minutes up to this area. They'd like to get on that bus and get home here with a 3-game sweep. We'll see what the Orioles have to say about that, though. As Samoy gets it to the back row, there's a nice set. Kill shot saved by Carlson in the back row. Bump by Grace Johnson, and a little bit this time there gives Chaska another point, and now they're within 1. Final stretch here of Game 3. Park needing the win to extend to a Game 4. Now the serve by number 7, Ramsey Johnston. Samoy, and another miscue, unfortunately, there for the Orioles. And we're tied at 18, so that last timeout taken by Coach Sue Murphy of the Hawks, proving incredibly valuable as they have now scored 2 consecutive points and now looking for their first lead of Game 3. And into the net it goes. Unforced error by the Hawks. Might just be enough momentum for the Orioles here as they now are 6 away from the victory. Now checking in off the bench to serve is number 16 for the Orioles. That is Ella Weingart. Kill shot, number 8, the 6'1" outside hitter, senior. Lots of power on display. Now off the bench, their serve, one of their 2 service specialists for the Hawks, that's Allie Leonard, freshman, 5'5", very effective from the service line all night long. Jump serve, back row, Barnett, set. That was a good set, but the defense on that front line, led by number 8, Catherine Blahoski, blocks that back, and that gives Chaska Another serve and a 1-point lead. Their first lead since early on, or if they even had it, I don't believe. So they're 5 points from the sweep. Good serve. Caught the back row leaning. Johnson tried to save it. And you can see why Allie Leonard is a service specialist. She really went for that right sideline and caught that. And that ended up in a 2-point lead, and now a timeout on the court taken by Sam Hanlon. As we look at the conference schedule, and look at the anomaly, if that's the right word. Park 0-6, but 15-10 on the road. And I look at their schedule, and they play some formidable teams, some big schools like Becker, Holy Family, Robbinsdale Armstrong, Benilde. They beat Coon Rapids, Minneapolis South, Patrick Henry, Fridley, Jordan, 2-1. But right now, the Hawks, only 7-15 overall, but 3-3 in the conference. Looking to go 4-3 in the conference to close out the regular season on the road with a 3-game sweep. Okay, timeout over with. And we're at the end of game 3 here. If Chaska holds on, they sweep 3-0. If not, we go to game 4. That's what's on the line. And Olivia Allie Leonard gets her 3rd consecutive point, and momentum is clearly on the side of the visiting Hawks here, as they have opened up a 3-point lead with 3 to go. Feels like the Ryder Cup. What do they call that? Dormy? Chenvert blocked at the net. 23-19 our score. Chaska 2 points from the game and the match here. And Allie Leonard trying to close it out here, and that one sails long. There is life and hope for the Orioles. They're down 3, but they've got to get going right now, and no one better than Amara Schrader, number 5, the junior, to get hot at the right time. Jump serve in, Christ, Johnston, and that was number 11, Bovard, and the shot at the net by Samoy. She finds her range again. And the Orioles, that was blocked at the net. Look at Carlson, and then there was a set. It was actually off the mark, but Samoy was able to adjust in midair and find the open space. Now the dink shot, Barnett with the bump. Schrader back to Samoy. Beautiful save by Leonard at the net. Ball still alive. Save. Barnett now for the Orioles. Near side. Samoy delivers. And an infraction at the net. The Hawks called it out. Point goes to the Hawks, and it's 24-21. And what that means is Clara Christ and their traveling folks are on their feet. Not only is this game point, this is match point. Much like a Major League Baseball game with the last strike, they're on their feet. Chris, set, deep, diving. Chenford saves it, Kin Samoy, she does. Orioles are still alive. The quick shot, and the point's gonna stand. I thought that was maybe a carry, but it's not gonna be called that way. And there is the 25th point, and there is our scores tonight. Chaska takes the match 3-0. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with our production here at ParkTV 16 Sports, my name is Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again. Have a great night.